And in other news, a St. Croix woman thwarted a would-be burglar yesterday afternoon, and we have 3 suspects already in custody involving the shootout that left a 19-year-old wounded recently. News Channel 8's Wes Small has these stories in his Crime Blotter report.
A bizarre story to report. Police have captured Norberto Rivera, better known as Baby. He's 50 years old, a Hispanic male. About 12:15 in the afternoon, he was arrested just minutes after he tried to break into a Sunny Acres home. Here's what happened. A lady was home in her house in Sunny Acres alone when 50-year-old Norberto Rivera, better known as Baby, tried to climb through her kitchen window. He got stuck through the window, and the woman found him there halfway in and halfway out. Then she started to struggle with this suspect and finally chase him away, and then minutes later he was captured by police. So we are very happy to report that, and he is now in Golden Grove on $50,000 bail. I have to tell you that a lot of homes have been burglarized lately, a lot of homes east to west on St. Croix, especially out in the east section. A lot of people have been burglarized. All right, let's take it to what happened a few days ago over the weekend. You might remember that it was Friday night when a gunfight broke up in a State Profit and then ended up in Scion Farm. Now 3 people have been arrested, and on the shooting of a 19-year-old, he got shot in his hand. Remember that? Clint Estick has been charged. Derek Liebert has been charged, and Rashida Bell, all charged with various charges. Let's take it to Melody Rames, the IPD spokesperson.
Police on St. Croix arrested 2 males and 1 female following a shooting that injured a 19-year-old male. On Friday, July 18th, at about 5:33 p.m., police were advised of a shooting victim at the Juan F. Louis Hospital. The victim had a gunshot wound to his right wrist. He was treated and later released from the hospital. Arrested in connection with this incident was 27-year-old Clint Estick. Estick was charged with reckless endangerment for firing shots in the area of the El Flamboyant restaurant in a State Profit. Also arrested was 18-year-old Derek Liebert, who was charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm. Rashida Bell, aged 20, was also arrested and charged with assaulting an officer and interfering with an officer. The victim told police that he, Liebert, and Bell were traveling in a vehicle in Interstate Scion Farm when he was followed by a blue Honda Civic driven by Estick. Estick followed him to a State Profit, and while in the vicinity of El Flamboyant bar, Estick fired at him, striking him in the wrist. The victim was taken to the hospital by Liebert and Bell. When police met the victim upon their arrival at the hospital, a firearm that was in Derek Liebert's possession fell to the ground. Police arrested Liebert for the firearm.
Well, there you have that. I want to thank Melody for that report. 3 suspects now in custody involving that gunfight that took place from a State Profit all the way through Scion Farm. At Rainbow Command, now you're caught up on the Crime Blotter. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And when we come back from this break, we bring you an update on the swine flu at the legislature. Stay with us on News Channel 8. Yesterday, News Channel 8 broke the story about the possible swine flu contamination at the legislature building on St. Croix. Now, not only has that been confirmed, but possibly 2 other cases have popped up as well. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more.
Well, that swine flu case has now been confirmed. That from the VI Health Department. That ups the cases now to 45 confirmed cases of H1N1. And we understand that this Senate worker here from legislature has been treated with Tamiflu, and that seems how you have to treat this H1N1, better known as swine flu, is with Tamiflu. Let me just tell you how you can have some symptoms of this disease: a fever, sore throat, runny nose, stuffy nose, body aches, and so forth. We also know that 2 other cases here, 2 other workers are sick, and possibly they're experiencing swine flu symptoms as well. So while it's 1 official case here at the Senate Legislature building, it could indeed be 3. And now I need to tell you that we have 18 confirmed cases of swine flu on the island of St. Croix, 26 on St. Thomas, 1 on St. John. That puts the number to 45 confirmed cases of swine flu. I already told you a lot of the do's and don'ts about washing your hands and so forth, trying to stay out of contact and reach with people that you suspect to have this flu. But also there's a website that you can go to. Website is www.cds.gov/H1N1FL. I want to repeat that website, www.cds.gov/H1N1FL. Now, if you need more information, you could contact Commissioner Sheen at the Department of Health through Eunice Bedminster. She provides this information to the media and to the public. She is a spokesperson for the Department of Health. So with that, it has been confirmed here now at the Legislature building in Frederiksted, and we do have 1 confirmed case of swine flu. 2 other workers here are experiencing swine flu-like symptoms as well. At the Legislature building in Frederiksted, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And recently, the governor paid a visit to our nation's capital. News Channel 8's Lee Carl has the story.
This is a busy time for the governor in the nation's capital for discussions on issues confronting the territory. He met with some of the staff Monday in the White House, congressional and federal emergency management agencies officials. One of the first meetings was with the advisor to the president on federal stimulus programs. And he also discussed challenges they faced in terms of securing, implementing federal stimulus dollars.
Had an opportunity to meet with Ed DeSef, the president's assistant and in charge of the recovery efforts. He also works very closely with the vice president. The focus of this meeting really was to talk about the implementation of the ARA program, the federal stimulus, and the Virgin Islands, and what we're doing with respect to utilizing money to jumpstart our local economy, both in terms of the formula-driven monies that we're receiving, but also access to some of the competitive funds. To date, we've applied for over $96 million in ARA funds to be applied in the Virgin Islands, and I discussed with him in some detail what we're doing with respect to those funds, both in terms of education, human services, and also the Department of Public Works. We also talked about for a period of time the implementation of the state stabilization funds. These funds are coming through the Department of Education, but it's also coming with respect to a relationship that the Department of Interior is also a part of. Our thought there is that what we're trying to achieve is to utilize those state stabilization funds to meet some of our operating needs and also some of the modernization efforts of the Department of Education going forward, both with respect to the end of this fiscal year, but also in fiscal year 2000. We're trying to make sure that Mr. DeSef has a very good idea as to where those funds will be used and how we'll use them. One of the more immediate issues that we discussed with him is the broadband efforts that the president has really put together through the Department of Agriculture and also the Department of Commerce. The application on that is due sometime in August, and we wanted to make sure that the Virgin Islands has a grant that's in, but at the same time that we're very clear with respect to how those monies could be used.
In St. Thomas, Lee Carl from the